Morning, welcome back to Alan's Allotment. It's Saturday the 27th of May 2023. So I just came up the allotment, had a bit of a lazy morning this morning. It's actually 11:30. Came up this morning, been in round having a look at some of the plants. My daughter landed up my shell with the grandkids. They come to have a look at the vegetable bed that they played no part in. To see if there was any strawberries ready. Of course there isn't just yet, so they're going to have to come back another day. And so as I say, I'm just sitting here chilling, I'm having a cup of coffee, thinking I'm on top of everything, and then I'm looking, cut the grass the other day. I've got all the edges to trim round, it's just going so fast at this time of year. I've got all the grass from the lawn cuttings and start putting in a compost heap and building that compost pile again. I've still got the door to finish on the greenhouse, on the new polytunnel. I've got the ventilation at the back to finish. I've got all my late potatoes that we put in buckets that we only sort of half, 3/4 filled. Got to top those back up with the new compost we got the other day. I've cleared a bed in the bottom polytunnel and pulled all the onions out. My daughter's took the last lettuce out of there, but there's more to go in. And yeah, still so much to do and so much to plant. Right, so I made a start on topping all of these potatoes up. If you remember when we planted these, we had limited compost, so we just used half a bucket, a bit of soil out of one where the ponds were, and got them started. And now, as you can see, we're going to top these up like so. And I've done all of these ones right through. Now then, once these have been watered in, they will sink over another week or so, and then they'll get a top layer of grass clippings as well to hold the water. Now these are just reaching the point where they need a good drink. They're a little bit light, not very light, but they're a little bit light, so they're going to give these a good watering in. Now the beauty about doing it this way, in my opinion as well, is to start them off, get them growing. They'll have probably used the nutrient, although we did put some fish blood and bone in here as well, so they've probably used quite a bit of the nutrient in there. Then once you top up with fresh compost, you're then giving them an added boost by feeding them again. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the idea is we'll get a better crop doing it this way. And went and got some grass clippings from when we cut the grass. And because of these potatoes down here, these are the first earlies, they were crying out for a drink. You can see they were just a little bit limp. And the buckets were pretty light on these ones. Now these buckets were filled up right at the start, but what I've done now, you can see, I've just put at least a 6 to 8 inch layer of grass clippings on here and completely soaked these potatoes. Now we'll let that soak down for a bit, and then I'll come back and I'll water these again, and they should be good for some time because we're getting long dry spells now. Ironically, now I've watered them, I've probably brought the rain man, haven't I? I've also got all of these watered in there now, and these likewise will get a grass clipping layer the next time once they've sunk a little bit. Still got a few bags of compost left, which is good. I'm thinking I'm going to get these azaleas now because I've just done a bit of a read up on these, and apparently they're like shady ground. But they do like some sunshine, which they will get, so I've just thought of an ideal place for those. So I'm going to get them planted in here where we buried Echo and Molly, our 2 dogs. The roses are coming along nice, and this tree has come back to life. So has this one, but this one, as you can see, it's really struggling, and I'm thinking it's had a lot of aphid because I can see spiders on here. Now I don't take spiders' webs off because they're usually helping clearing up the aphid. And all of these trees are coming along nice, and the blueberry, I may even put that in here over here as well. In fact, there's a blueberry and a raspberry. I might put them both in here as well, depending on space. We'll see. He's going to drop now, isn't he? Not quite.
Gotcha. He's flicked out round the corner.
Probably.
We're going in the car.
He's going to come this way now. No. There he is.
We're going in the car.
He must have dropped his ball.
Oh, he's got it. He's just...
Have you buttoned yourself out, son? Was that good? Right, this is the little Bosch pump that I have. I've got 3 or 4 of these, I think. And they're an absolute winner if you haven't got one. Dropped into the IBC, and that's what I've watered all the plants with. I don't mind doing them with a watering can when early doors. But we've got all the potatoes watered. And what I've done now, I've just watered this bed. Now this is the first time this bed's been watered since last year. And I've just give this a really good soak, but not too much where I've got plants, because if you I'll waterlog them and set them back. So that's had a fair drink, just because there's onions in there as well. It's still getting started. And this is the part of the bed that we cleared out. Not worried about the leaves off the lettuce and whatever sitting on the top, but we haven't dug it. I very rarely need to pull any weeds out of this since the day I put it in. Right, I've just been in the shed for a cup of coffee and a cool down and some food. I say cool down, it's 29 degrees in this shed, in the shade, so that lets you know how warm it is. So just before I went for the cup of coffee and my food, I did get those azaleas planted. So around here, and you'll see now, I've got these planted now. This was a rescue one. This one was £1.20, I think it was, but it's quite an established bush. So we've got it set, watered in, and as you can see I have raised them off the ground a bit. I've cut a hole in the membrane, chopped the soil underneath, sank them in a bit, but kept them slightly proud because it says to keep them raised a little bit. So we've got these planted in there now. They're going to do much better in this shaded area. Another jobbed. I've got all the strimming all done as well. Tidied it all back. So that was a nice big job. So I'll get over this side done today, everything done, and then tomorrow we can go and carry on with the polytunnel. I've even got trimmed up around the potato buckets, although the weeds were helping to shade the buckets from the sun, but they do get a little bit of blockage off this polytunnel, as you can see. Trimmed around the polytunnels, right along this edge. Just these little grapevines I just noticed were starting to come, and they were getting strangled out by weeds, so I've cleared the weeds, cardboard down in a big thick layer of grass mulch. We fed them with a bit of cow manure and then a grass mulch on top, and soaked that in now just to keep it put. Just watered all of this bed with all of these fruit trees, give them a good drink. We haven't had any rain now for, I think it's about 6 or 7 days now. So yeah, we've just give everything a bit of a drink. Still got a couple of weeds to take out round this rose bush. It's suffering really bad with black spot. Could be because that has dried out, but I've given it a good drink now. And again with this. And I just wanted to show you this. This is one of the grafts on the top. It's leafed out now. So we've got at least one success. And I know there's one on the bottom tree there that is also a success. Found the other grape. This is a black grape. Starting to come on as well. Strangled out by weeds. Got the weeds out. Cardboard membrane down. Some cow manure. Well rotted cow manure. And then another good thick grass layer on the top of there. give that a fighting chance. These won't going to produce anything this year, they're just going to get grown. This grape has got thousands of bunches of grapes on, but we're going to have to sacrifice a lot of this. I'm going to have to start and cut this back a bit and take some of these bunches of grapes off, because there's no way it's going to be able to support all these. It's only its third year in this polytunnel, this. Second or third year, I can't remember which now. I'll be very shortly pulling all of these onions out as well, and then we'll get more crops back into this bed, but we will leave the garlic. I haven't got a lot of garlic this year. I've just realised I've pretty much only got this here and a little bit planted out in the other tunnel. Not the other tunnel, the other little wee beds in at the far end. I thought I put much more garlic. I did have some in here, but I pulled because it wasn't doing much cop. And I just took it small as green garlic. But I'm just realising I only basically have that as garlic this year. So I decided to put some more lettuce in here. And again, they're in fairly close proximity, but we could take every other one and leave the others to heart up if that's the way we want to go. I've also put the Calvert and Wonder dwarf peas in here. Found a bit of wire over by the chicken pen. Cable tied it up on here, and there's the piece set. Right, as you can see, we're slowly winning and clearing down the polytunnel. I need to get all this lot planted out before we can get this polytunnel reskinned. So that's why I'm working away, getting stuff in the beds, out with the old, in with the new. Right, that's it for the day. It's now 6 PM. So we've done 6 hours up here. 5.5, 6 hours up here. But I haven't been killing myself, and considering I had no motivation or energy when I came here today. And of course, when you sit and think about how much there is to still do, that sort of sends you into a nosedive. But I thought, right, okay, we'll just do one of those jobs and make a start. And of course, the rest just flows naturally then. And we've managed to achieve all the biggish jobs and get this side of the garden with the tunnels all sorted out, all the plants watered, potatoes filled up, strimming, azaleas planted, all the trees watered, the grapevines done outside, and I'm contented now. I don't need to worry about that tomorrow. So tomorrow I can come up and go and get on with what I want to do and finish off that polytunnel, the new one over there. So, as always guys, I just want to say thank you very much for all your contributions towards the purchase of that new polytunnel. For all of those that donated, you know who you are, and thank you very much. It's really appreciated. Going to finish my cup of coffee and then I'm going down home for a nice hot bath and some food. As always, wherever you are in the world guys, please stay safe, be practical and keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.